Hello lovely world hearts. It's the 8th of August today, 2023, and I've got you here at my desk with me because I've set up a little card spread for the Lionsgate portal. So for those of you that don't know, it's a bit like a cosmic holiday. It's a powerful day for personal growth and transformation. Let's come back over here to the candle. Let's put it there. That's nice, isn't it? And it's a day for transformation and spiritual awakenings. And it's a point where the Leo sun aligns with the star Sirius, which is the brightest star in the sky, the Orion belt and the pyramids in Egypt. So we're working with those energies today. And this portal opens up on the 26th of July to the 12th of August. But it peaks on the 8th, so it peaks today. Let's just have a look at the things we're going to be looking at. So being a wild heart, you're sensitive to energy, so you might feel it. And you can direct your energy to focus on what you want. So think big, because Leo's got big energy. We've got some prompts here in this spread to help us. We'll have a look at those in a minute. What do you want to welcome into your life? It's time to set those intentions. And the best way to do that is with ritual. So, we light a candle, we pull some cards, and I am going to be doing some journaling. I've got my journaling here. But this is our little spread. It's just 5 cards, but I've layered them because I like to layer them. The first card is what upgrade is available to you. So how are you energetically upgrading? How is your energy moving to another level? How will it be amplified? What area of your life will experience increased synchronicities? What are you leaving behind? And how are you aligned more fully with your mission blueprint? So for me, that's my business and what I came here to do. But for you, that might be something else in your life. It might be being a parent. It might be, well, we all come here to do something. So let's have a look and see what the cards say. So the first card here, which is number 1, the world awaits you. And I want to read to you what the book says about this card. Let me just go to the page. It says, you've been alive. Sure, you've been waking up, doing what you need to get through the day, going back to sleep, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. Have you been living though, truly living? I think you need to hear this now more than ever. Your life is incredibly precious. Out there, the world awaits you. Now is the time to make good moments and learn to treasure them as they come. So for me, this is about not being in survival mode and really living your life and being in the moment. And look what we can see there. We can see an open window, and you'll see what the open window means in a minute when I show you the other cards that came along with this one. So I used 3 decks. I used Believe in Your Own Magic as the first deck, and then I used the Archangel Metatron deck and the Dreaming Ray to layer up the message. So let's bring those cards in. So the next card was the Beacon, Shine On, but it was actually upside down. So, you're not shining your light, kind of walking around on tiptoe, trying not to offend anyone. Maybe feeling like you're too much, like your light is too big. Your light can't hurt anyone. In fact, it's probably here to help people just by being you. Look at her there. She looks all dreamy and sleepy. Got to wake up from your slumber. Get in the real world. Switch your light on. And then this was the other card that came through, the Stork. Now let me read what it says to you about the Stork. Let's have a look. And again, it's all water, isn't it? Look, water, water, water. Water for me. Water in the tarot is cups, it's feelings, it's your sensitivity. Let's have a look at the Stork. Birth is the sudden opening of a window through which you look out upon a stupendous prospect. For what has happened? A miracle. You have exchanged nothing for the possibility of everything. The appearance of the Stork card means the arrival of an important development Though the stalk traditionally symbolises the birth of an actual baby, it can also signify the arrival of major changes in other areas of your life. These changes are usually positive ones that result from a long, laborious period of careful planning rather than from mere luck. The stalk card symbolises productivity and movement forward towards tangible results. The migratory bird also signifies the beginning of a new season and transformation. This card may also represent reliable people in your life who bring assistance and gifts, represented by the eggs. As I'm doing that, the people in the restaurant next door are emptying loads of bottles, empties, into their bins. The stalk card communicates to you that you are receiving what you desire and what you deserve. But in order to receive what you want, to manifest what you want, you have to know what you want. How do you know what you want? Well, you write a list of desires. And desires come from your feelings. They come from being in tune with your body through listening to what your body wants you to hear. So that was the first set of cards for the energetic upgrade. So what I feel like that's saying is that you're waking up to who you really are, discovering yourself, and you are getting ready to go out there and be your authentic self. So there's the first one. Let's have a look at the second one. How will this energy be amplified? You've earned your stripes. What does that mean? Well, she's lying on the beach reading a book. And I feel like it's saying you've done your time. You've worked really hard. Maybe it's time to sit back and have a rest. And I pulled some other cards to go with that. From the Metatron deck, we had the blue ray, Madonna and mothering. It's time to mother yourself. And it's interesting because also what came along with that was the snake. And the snake represents deception and treachery and threat, envy. And this, some of us may have had mothers who were envious of us, who were jealous of us, and tried to stop us from shining our light and being who we are. Maybe they were threatened by our light. And these kind of mothers are very controlling normally, and they teach us that mothering is about smothering, is about control, is about criticism, it's the total antithesis of unconditional love, of accepting you the way that you are. And look how that snake is wrapped around her body and her legs and goes right up the tongue to her throat chakra and cuts off her voice. And if you had a controlling mother, if you had a mother that you had to keep happy, if you had a mother who smothered you in this way, like, look at them, they're enmeshed, they are like one person. That woman is not allowed to be herself. She's trapped. So it's time to amplify the energy of self-care and self-love. And this means taking care of you and reparenting or mothering yourself in a way that your own mother was not able to for whatever reason. I'm sure she had many hardships in her life and a lot of trauma and a lot of things she had to overcome. But they were hers to overcome. They're not yours. They're not yours to overcome. And I'm drawn to the hands on this card. Mothers have gentle hands. They don't have hands that hurt. Look at the sparkles that are coming out of her hands. She is radiating with peace and magic. Let's have a look in the book and see what it says about Madonna and mothering. It says the numbers 2 and 9 make 11, which is a master number linking to the divine feminine energy that is here with you now. The Blue Madonna stands in her own blue ray, silent, strong, emitting the energy of calm and stillness. It does not matter what is going on around you or what needs to be done or acted upon. All that she is concerned about is to offer us a resting place. She sits within our hearts, offering guidance, support, love, and to be held in her embrace. There is no place for worry or stress, just peace and being at one with the wider universe. The star above her head reminds you of the star above your own. There you go, that's your light. The divine light above you that is always lighting your way and is there for the duration of your stay on this planet Earth. She's a wise teacher, knowing that all the answers lie within, and she reminds you of that simple fact without judgment or exasperation. For all you have sought outside yourselves. There is so much wisdom and insight in her heart that she sends surplus sparkling white light upward with cupped hands to whoever needs it. Nothing can rock her or alter her own sense of self and the world around her. Her world is a place of beauty. She has mastered her emotions and helps you to do so as well. She reminds you that everything passes, nothing is forever. Now is the moment that needs to be held, and she is there holding presence every time you call on her. Her serenity and grace inspire you to live a life based on those qualities. She came from the stars, yet also lived hers here on earth, following her calling without an argument, in tune with the divine flow and higher plan. She has come because we are ready to hold in our hearts, having realised that the new values that this life has to be lived are trust and faith. So she brings trust and faith. Yeah, there's no trust with the snake, is there? There's no trust and faith there. There's just total and utter control. Her communication is expressed not just through her words, but by her sheer presence. She draws your attention to how you show yourself to the world in all you say and do. Is that from a place of peaceful blue ray or another tone? Allow the blue energy she carries to envelope you, reaching out into your aura as well as your physical body. It is here to strengthen, protect, nurture and love you. Like the Divine Mother, she holds the ultimate archetype for bringing up the next generation of souls and is there for you whatever age you are, as a gentle maternal support whenever you need her. Feel her around you and be at peace. Oh, isn't that beautiful? So that's that blue ray energy. And actually, this woman here, again, she's by the water. She is at peace. She's just reading her book, minding her own business. Isn't she? I don't know what that makes you think of. Lying on her blanket. Yeah, she's lying on her blanket, Lisa. She's not hiding underneath it. I always go on about snuggling in my blanket, and that's my safe space. But look, she doesn't need to. Look how open she is. Look how open she is. That's lovely. So that's the second one. Let's have a look at the third one. So we're moving up to card number 3 now, which is at the top. And that's what area of your life will be experienced increased synchronicity. Letting them go. Yes. Letting go of people who you don't need in your life anymore. Let me read from the book. Number 18. It's hard to do it with one hand. You often take on the pain of others. You used to think it was because you're an empath, but these days you're not so sure. Sometimes it feels like other people are emptying their emotions into you and giving nothing in return. Oh, yes, it does. Sometimes we even feel we've inherited pain from those who come before us in our family tree. There you go. And this is your permission to let go. Your life is ultimately about you, not what other people expect you to carry for them. Now, if you had the mother like this, the snake, you will have been carrying a lot of her pain. You will have been protecting her from her pain, and you will have been doing things to please her. And you know what? It's time to give that back to her. Give her back her pain. You don't need to carry it for her. She's an adult. She can deal with it. And if she can't, then she'll have to. It's not yours to carry. You're not responsible for other people's pain. You know, you're not a sponge. You don't have to soak it all up. That's heavy. It's really heavy carrying pain like that. Now let's have a look at the cards here that came up with this. It's funny that I say it's, look, the light body. The light body. You be lighter when you let go of that stuff. Look at that. Look at the stars and that energy coming out of you. And if we go back to the mother, look, she's got that sparkling energy coming out of her hands. Look, and it's coming out of your whole body when you let go of other people's stuff. It's not for you to carry. And the other card that came with that was the Tree of Life, which is upside down. The Tree of Life is just how it says travel on. So you've got to move on. You've got to let go. Let them go. How do you let them go? Well, letting go is about feeling your feelings. You have to face the pain. You have to face the pain that you haven't been allowed to be you because you've been carrying other people's stuff. You've been pleasing other people. And look, she's setting fire to it. There's some kind of ritual. So maybe as part of your ritual for Lionsgate, write down not just what you want. So I normally write in my journal a list of things that I'm trying to manifest. So at the moment I'm trying to manifest a house by the sea and some other bits and pieces. You can have whatever you want. Don't limit it. And maybe that's why I got the sun in reverse. Because the sun in reverse is life. The sun is the life force. And maybe you're limiting it and you don't think you can have the sun, the stars and the moon. Let's see what the sun card says in here. 31. Let's have a look. Hope is like the sun, which as we journey towards it casts a shadow of our burden behind us. Now, hope is fatal when you have a mother like this, because your inner child will always remain hopeful that she will change, because your inner child needs her to change and be healthy so that you can receive the love and nurturing that you should have got. That's over now. It's in the past. And this is in reverse because you've got to let go of hope. You've got to work with what's here and now. What's here and now is they're showing you that they're not capable of that. So you have to let it go. Wow, that's interesting. I think the Tree of Life is just about our journey through life, our path. So it's blocked because you're being forever hopeful. And as long as you're hopeful that she will change, you will never be set free and you will carry this heavy burden, and you deserve to feel a lot lighter. So I don't know if that resonates with you. Just have a look at our light. Remind ourselves of our light. It's telling us, right, we have our light, but we have to allow it, not resist it. We've been taught to resist it. We've been taught to hide our light away. Somehow it hurts other people. It makes them jealous and envious. And it makes them want to... Look at how that snake is wrapped around her body. I always used to say to my therapist that being in an enmeshed family system was like being held up in chicken wire. You know, that barbed wire that like wraps itself around you and you just can't break free of it. It's so difficult to break out of. Okay, let's go on to number 4 now. So back with number 4, we've got, what are you leaving behind? Well, let's have a look. That takes me back to Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Always when I think about change. I think you're leaving the old you behind. The you that did all these things to keep other people happy, to hide yourself away. Look at her standing in front of the mirror. She's really seeing herself as she is. Not as she's been told she is. So these people will have filled your head with loads of crap and nonsense to keep you small and safe. So the sword says there is a big change you've been thinking of making for a while now. This is a sign that you need to trust your instincts, listen to your intuition and take the leap. Whether you're thinking about cutting your hair or finding a job better suited for you, do the thing and do it with confidence. I wonder what it is that you've been thinking of doing. But this is about what you're leaving behind. Or you just need to move forward and do the new thing. Oh, there's a loss of purity and innocence here. But also, can you see that angel wing? It's a connection to spirit. So I feel like that's a reminder. That's a reminder to the past, to the innocence of your inner child. And you've got to let that go as well. You've got to leave that behind. I mean, some of that energy, that purity and innocence, well, I think you need to grieve the loss that you weren't allowed to have it. You weren't allowed to be an innocent child. You had all this responsibility and you were blamed and punished and hurt and abused for things that weren't yours to carry. And that is really light, isn't it, on the wings? Diamond in the rough. Don't they make diamonds by like grinding down stones, coal? Aren't they black before they become sparkly diamonds? So from the darkness comes the light. What also came with this card was the ship. See, it's about what are you leaving behind. You need to go on an adventure. You need to go to new places. I don't know why the ship's in a bowl with a ladder. Let's have a look at what it says about the ship. I'm just drawn to the bowl that it's sitting in. Maybe it's saying that you fear that going out into the world feels like a big scary place full of unknowns, but actually you can still create safety within that big ocean. They're your boundaries, aren't they, that create a container for you to sit in. The ship says 20 years from now you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than those you did. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbour, catch the wind in your sails, explore, dream and discover. That was Mark Twain that said that. Yes, this is travel and adventure. Go and explore the world. When you've got trauma, childhood trauma, the world becomes a really small place. Yes, so spread your wings and fly. Go on your adventures. Isn't that lovely? So what you're leaving behind is everything you know, basically, and your voyage is into the unknown. But we do that in baby steps. We don't just... that's what the bowl's saying, isn't it? We do it step by step, a little bit at a time. We do it as safe as it feels for us to do. Oh, that's lovely. I love that. So let's move on to number 5 now. How you're aligning more fully with your mission blueprint. So how you're more aligning with who you really are. And here we have the castle. And for those of you that have been listening to the podcast and that have followed me on my journey with what the castle represents for me, it represents a coming home. It represents love, the capacity to receive love. It's time for healing, not war. And this is making me think about something my therapist said to me last week about when you can't forgive. And forgiveness is not about saying what they did is okay. It's about letting them go. Oh, look, there you go. What did we have up here? When you can't let them go, all that you're left with is resentment and anger. And, you know, that's the poison inside of you. It's not poisoning the other person. They're not sitting there worrying about it. She's not bothered. She's just getting on with her life. In fact, she's saying, well, what's wrong? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't understand. Ooh, that makes me angry just saying that out loud. But it's true, isn't it? When you can't let something go, when you're holding on to something, and maybe, and this is the sad bit, maybe all you've got left with these people is anger and frickin' resentment. And that's heavy to carry. We want a light body to travel on. We want to feel the sun on our faces. don't we? So I'm aligning with my mission, which is to help other people heal and to step out of the wars that maybe they face with their families or people in their lives that have really hurt them to the point where they feel like they can't forgive them. And do you know what? If that's you, forgive yourself for not being able to forgive them, because that doesn't make you a bad person. That makes you human, because I know that the magnitude of hurt that some people can do to you just feels like it will never ever heal. But it will, and it happens really slowly, one step at a time, like the little bowl's telling us. It happens one step at a time. So what goes with the castle? Well, I pulled this beautiful card. It's the robin. The robin represents my nanny. It represents my nanny, but it's also grief, isn't it? And loss. So what you're healing here, what you're facing, because when you let go of the anger and resentment, what you're left with is deep, deep sadness. So much sadness. And I have been crying a lot this week because a dear family friend passed away, and that evoked, well, it made me realise that what I thought was love was actually the snake, and the person who passed away was gentle and kind and loving and patient and consistent. Never really made any demands on me, never asked for anything, just wanted to spend time with me. This person was the total opposite of that. So yeah, all you're left with when you let go of the anger and resentment is the deep grief. The grief of what you didn't have, that you should have had. The grief of losing the people that you've called family, and you grew up loving them and thinking that they loved you, but they didn't actually know how to love. They didn't have the ability to love because of their own wounding, because of their own trauma. And actually my nanny's coming in here as the robin, because my nanny and this other person that died this week were the love that I received as a child that saved me from becoming another snake. They saved me from that, and I have so much gratitude for them, so I can shift into that energy of gratitude. And actually when I shift into that energy of gratitude for them, it takes away the resentment and the anger. Like, maybe take my energy off this person, put my energy there, put my energy with my nanny and my auntie Glad. They were the people who really saw me for me and wanted me to shine my light. But obviously this person had too much power and no one stood up to her, so that wasn't possible. So what goes with the castle and the signs? So also I think we take comfort from signs from the universe, and I've been reading a book about signs. I've recommended it to lots of people. I've talked about it on the podcast, and it's all the ways that people in spirit or our ancestors from the other side are cheering us on and saying, you know, you're doing all right, you're doing all right. Look, the feathers, also the coins for me, and the robin. And that comes with the scythe. The scythe is about cutting out things. So it's a bit kinder to let them go. Cutting them out seems a bit brutal, doesn't it? Let's read what the scythe says. Beautiful things happen when you distance yourself from the negative. Cutting away, separation, abrupt ending, severing of ties, and loss. Yeah, it's the grief. It could be a rapid end to grief, confusion, or a threat that's been hanging over your head. It could also mean the severing of ties with someone that hurts you. Yeah, so first of all, you have to acknowledge that that person hurt you. Then you have to say that's not okay, and mother yourself. Don't focus on the other person. Focus on your healing. You can't change the other person. You've got to focus on you, because look, all she's left with is a handful of dirt. There's no love in that picture, is there? Whereas when we bring these people in, look at all the love that's there. That's lovely, isn't it? And I have one more card to share with you, because 2 cards fell out when I pulled for number 5. So I'm going to share this card with you, which is actually number 6, which is the vibration of love, would you believe? And with it comes these 2 little feet. And I want to tell you a little bit of a story about them. The dragons say when the heart is involved, people don't always have the best intentions. They will pretend they're good for you, only for you to find out they're toxic or even abusive. The time has come to face your dragons. Yes, so you've got to face the hurt that these people did to you. Maybe it was unconscious, perhaps it wasn't intentional. It was a byproduct of their own pain, of their own trauma, which laid inside of them that they refused to look at. It's more comfortable for them to stay where they are, whereas you're braver. You're looking at your pain. You're looking at your healing. You're looking at the pile of dirt that's left behind, the storm and the war that's happened to get to this point. You're not afraid to look at it. You've got so much courage. The time has come to face your dragons, and you must slay them before they slay you. Of course, don't literally slay them, but make sure they know that you won't stand for their mistreatment. Yeah, so in the storm, she has lost a leg. But look at her. She's still going towards her castle, towards her home, towards her love, towards all the things that she deserves. Number 6, the energy of love. And it's so funny that she's lost a limb. And when I was going through my ancestry stuff and connecting into my nanny, an angel fell off of my bookshelf and was cut off at her feet. And I've always kept her feet because I've always felt like the mothering in my family was there were no solid foundations for our feet. There was no solid ground for our feet to stand on. But actually, if you think about the angels, and we go back to this card, you don't need feet to walk on this earth. You need wings to fly. You're going to rise above, fly. Isn't that beautiful? And let's look at what comes with the energy of the dragons. So it's like saying face your demons, face the pain and the hurt. You cannot heal unless you tell the truth to yourself. So it's the Kundalini, it's the untapped. So it's that trapped energy, that light that's been stuck inside your body. Let it out. Well, the way you can do that is through your inner child. Let her out. Let her out. So we've got to bring that energy through, that light that lives inside of you, and it still does. And I do think with people who are the snake, they don't have any light inside of them. That's why they are jealous and they want to steal your light. And when I work with kids, we used to do a workshop where I'd buy them all glow sticks and they have to snap them and make them light up. And then one person would be the bully and they had to run after the children that were lit up with the glow sticks and try and steal their light. And then I would teach the children ways of not letting the bully take their light. And this person is a bully, and this person is a coward, and they're weak. They don't have any light. They're vampires. They're feeding off of your light. That's why you must let them go. You don't have to carry their stuff for them, and you don't have to let them feed off of you. You're not to be consumed. And then what goes with the Kundalini energy is the whips. Now, this is making me think about punishment, because this energy was very punitive, self-loathing, unkind. And the whips came out upside down. My nails are disgusting, sorry. Oh, look, criticising myself. No more self-hatred. I haven't had a shower yet this morning. I'm still in my pyjamas. Whips. Repetition of the same thought or physical action develops into a habit which repeatedly, frequently enough, becomes an automatic reflex. Yeah, so when you've been repeatedly whipped, criticised, hurt, punished, shamed, dismissed, ignored, denied, gaslit, you then start doing the same thing to yourself. So it's creating new habits for that. And how do we do that? With journaling. We create new habits and we bring in this lovely energy from spirit, or from the people, for me, that have crossed over to the other side but did really love me, and I couldn't unfortunately feel their love until they were gone because I was in this snake situation. So no more punishing yourself, no more harsh thoughts, no more self-criticism, no more self-hatred. Remember, you're a powerful person, and you made it through. Look, you're still going forward, moving forward on your tree of life. She's still moving forward towards the castle. She's not afraid of anything. She's got so much courage. And if you survive that, lovely wild heart, you can absolutely 100% survive anything. Right, I'm off to journal on all these cards and see what comes through. But I really, really hope that you found that interesting, and sending lots of love to you on this Lionsgate portal. See you soon. Bye for now.